this is Anna from Black Hair Tree. This is my 2023 reading journal. There are a lot of books in here. As you can see, it is getting really chunky. It's such a beautiful sight, I think, when you can see how well loved it is. In one of my first videos, I did a complete flip through of my journal up until July, but since there are so many books in here, I felt I didn't have enough time to talk about each book in that video the way I wanted, or it would have been an hour long. Instead, I decided to make a series of shorter videos where I talk about specific books or series of books. This video is going to be about the Monstrous series by British author Lily Mayne. This series is very popular among fans of romance. It has a huge fandom online, and there is a lot of beautiful fan art by amazing artists out there. I've used some in my spreads with permission, and you will also find lists of the artists at the end of this video, as well as in the video description, with links to their social media so you can see more of their amazing art. I was so interested in this series that I actually read them physically because there were no plans for audio when I first started. They have since been released in audio and are read by Michael Leslie, who does an absolutely amazing job. Every performance is 5 stars. The series starts with Soul Eater. It's set in a post-apocalyptic America where a rift or portal to another world has opened up and monsters from that world flooded through. Almost all of America and the world has been taken over by monsters, and what people remain in the former United States have been confined to cities on the east and west coast. The main character of Soul Eater is Danny, a young human soldier who encounters the most feared monster of all, Win the Soul Eater. Win's voice is described as otherworldly and distorted, so I've used a distorted font to write out his quotes. Win is like 8,000 years old and Danny is about 20. Win is the main target of the military, and he's one of the most famous and feared monsters on the continent. The military launches a huge mission with tons of soldiers to kill and capture him, and out of all of them, only Danny survives. Because Win lets him live and allows him himself to be captured in order to stay close to Danny. These two are an odd couple, if ever there was one. Danny is sweet and kind of innocent and young, while Win is a ruthless killer who murders people seemingly at random. It's not random, of course. I'm not going to say why, because I don't want to spoil it for you. He doesn't particularly care for humans or human life. It means nothing to him, but he's still sort of on a mission to save humans, because that is the reason for his existence. As Danny gets to know Win, the two form a very strong bond, almost like a mating bond, and eventually fall in love. This little series of cute art of Win and Danny is by Rycke or Bloodrit, and this is Win and his friend Edin by ESPINOSA, and this is Win by MAIA, Panda Art. You can find links to their social media in the video description, and this one is by me. Book 2, Edin, is about an older, more seasoned human soldier called Hunter, who joins forces with a big purple monster called Edin when his best friend Charlie is kidnapped by monsters. They go on a quest to save him, and it's a lot of fun. Edin is Win's friend, but they are completely different personality-wise. This is Edin by Bloodrit. Next is the Rycke, which introduces us to a group of raiders who have a camp in the wasteland that is old Nebraska. Raiders are people who have been exiled from or just left the coastal cities, and in order to survive, they form little groups and camps. The monster bleeping stronghold on my map of tropes that I drew in my 2024 journal is actually inspired by this camp. The main character is Ghost, a human raider who comes across an injured winged monster in the wreckage of a ruined military base that we visited in book 1, and brings it home. Ori is such a sweet, sad, gentle, vulnerable being, but it's actually the most dangerous monster of them all. This picture of Ori is by Madeleine Steinbring. I think it perfectly captures Ori's vulnerable personality, and this one is by Mara Espinosa. I actually hadn't seen this one floating through the internet before, but when I messaged with Mara to get permission to use some of her other art, she actually sent this to me, which I'm very grateful for. I love it. Next is Monstrous 3.5. It's a novella where Danny and Wynne go on a sort of holiday in the monster world. I've used some great fan art here by Mara Espinosa, which shows Wynne and Danny in the monster world. It's a sweet and fun and sexy interlude from Wynne's point of view. The audio is still 7.5 hours long because it's told in Wynne's slow, distorted voice. Amazing audio there. Book number 4, Gloam, is about Ghost's best friend Rycke from book 3, The Rycke. He's called Rycke because he's great at rigging things up. So I used a bunch of steampunk mechanical stickers in this spread. Gloam is the monster who turned up at the raider camp chained to an RV in the Rycke. And this book is set sort of parallel to book 3. When Gloam's horrible master and captor, Collector Mary, leaves the camp, Rycke joins her because he is determined to free Gloam, who he has gotten to know a bit, even though Gloam can't speak at the time. Gloam is one of the more monster-looking monsters so far in the series, but he is very cultured and scholarly. He crossed to the human world in order to know more about it and record his journey. This beautiful fan art of Gloam is by LINA GANEF, who has done a lot of intriguing art from these books. Then we get to my boys. Book 5, Moth. It's about Charlie, Hunter's friend from book 2, and a mysterious raider called Moth, who has shown up a bit in the raider camp in the previous books. It was a lot of fun finally getting his book and learning more about him. Moth appears human at first glance, but he's actually a human-monster hybrid. This has made him a very lonely nomad with lots of dark secrets. He's sort of an ally and friend of the raiders in the Nebraska camp, but he can't stay or live with them for reasons. Moth is told from both Charlie's and Moth's point of view, which is new for this series. And they are my favorite couple. Getting to finally know Moth and his backstory was a lot of fun. The last Monstrous spread I've done so far is Seraph, which is a lot darker than the previous books. For me, this book was the one that took the series to a 5-star rating. Lilac, the protagonist, has been a side character since book 3. He is this badass guy the raiders bring out when they need really gritty stuff done and have things killed. So it makes sense for him to be paired up with the most monstrous monster yet, Seraph. My heart ached for Seraph. He has been through so much, and although he is the most monstrous looking, he's also the most human of all the monsters. This beautiful drawing of him is by Sea Panda Art, and this one is by Bloodrit again. And that is all my Monstrous entries so far. I will do more of them next year when book 7, Lore, comes out in audio. I'm looking forward to that one so much. Thanks for watching and happy reading!